Hello everybody, welcome to the Queer Comrades, and I'm Da Huang. Here is the second news about the Gay Pride in Amsterdam in 2012. It is mainly about the second day and the third day in August. We really took part in a lot of conferences here, just like international archives, libraries and museums, and a special collections conference on the future of LGBT people history. And we also talked a lot about the transgender people position in Netherlands, and we visited a beautiful tower called Secret Garden, and we talked about Muslim LGBT rights there. Really fascinating, and let's have a look at it.
During the ELMS conference, librarians and history collectors showed us their works about the possibilities of new media and technologies in collecting histories. The conference host, Ilya Center, aims to collect, catalog, and supply all the GLBTI materials from all over the world. Anyone can find here the information they need about gay men, lesbian women, bisexuals, and transgenders, their history and culture. TNN is a national organization striving for a gender-diverse society by advocating for transgender rights, transgender healthcare, and combating discrimination of trans people. We watched a film called I Am a Girl There, and the film is a little trans girl's story. It is really interesting.
Most of the time it's done by a psychologist, and only if they think, well, maybe there's some other reason that this person feels what he or she feels, or if there's severe additional psychiatric problem, you get to see a psychiatrist. But normally you won't. You will see a psychologist, and it will take about 4 to 6 sessions for them to get you diagnosed. And what's very obvious is that the diagnosis is not only are you transgender or are you transsexual, but also do we think that you benefit from the medical procedure. So especially when person is already at an advanced age, in itself that's not a problem, but we have seen many times that people who have, especially men who have raised a family and have postponed their feelings and postponed doing something with that. Very often, if you are not very careful, well, they can have the sex change, but they will lose everything. They will lose their family, their children, their grandchildren, their job. And so you have to do more than just say, is this person really transgender or transsexual?
Sacred Garden is the foundation for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender Muslims. Established in Amsterdam, Sacred Garden has been set up in December 1994, with the intention to reach and bring together young Muslims who are transgender or have homosexual or bisexual feelings. In the afternoon of August the 3rd, our producer of Queer Comrades, Stan, came to Amsterdam to show our new documentary at the Bali Cafe. The documentary is called Our Story, and through the film, you will know the past 10 years about the Queer Film Festival in China.
还是燃着吧，灭了有点太丧气。
不能灭，肯定不能灭。灭对。
Is that it has very much grown, the movement in the last years, of course. One factor that's important is, of course, the growth of the middle classes. The growth of the middle classes, whenever you see the big middle class growing with education, with looks abroad, in which new kinds of identity politics are coming up, when organization, those kinds of processes, you always find a civil society, the growth of the civil society, in which as one of the movements also LGBT, whatever it calls itself, is growing.
And we have supported groups in Beijing in the past. One of them is Pink Space, and they do tend to support more oppressed sexual identities. So they include a spectrum beyond LGBT, which is also generally women is the focus again, but they would include sex workers, also single mothers. So it's a very different concept as well as just LGBT.
You can see in Beijing and also in Shanghai, there are lots of like queer film screenings. Like every week there are like maybe 2 or even 3. Like there are really a lot of film screenings going on. But these are all like more kind of like small scale. They don't really like advertise themselves as a festival or an exhibition. So I mean there are ways of like, I don't know, setting these things kind of like apart and making the government basically overlook them.
Later in the midnight, Stan and I went to the most famous gay street and danced in the outdoor party, although it was raining, but who cares?
Gay Pride 在 Amsterdam 在 gay 街，太疯狂了，人太多了。